shot in these streets. And I'm just like you. We getting locked by these caps. And I'm just like you. We fulfill the prophecies. And I'm just like you. You might be light, I might be dark. But I'm just like you. We kill each other over colors. Damn, I'm just like you. I'm in these ghettos, in these slums. And I'm just like you. They call you nigga, call me spit. And I'm just like you. You was 1619, I was 1492. We getting shot in these streets. And I'm just like you. We getting locked by these caps. And I'm just like you.
Shalom. Welcome to FCN Quick News of the Day. I'm your host, Captain Severus. In today's news, here we go.
We have 4 arrested after black man's body found burning in a ditch in Iowa.
4 arrested after black man's body found in what? In a ditch in Iowa. Scroll down.
CNN authorities have arrested 3 men and 1 woman in connection with the death of a black man whose burning body was found in a ditch in rural Iowa.
So here we go again, y'all. Here we go again. The curses are hitting us again. Over and over, you'll see it happening. I'm glad that they posted it. White man, right? And black bodies burning, right? Go ahead, read on.
One of men arrested, 31-year-old Stephen Vogel, who is white, was already in jail on unrelated charges.
Already in jail. Go ahead.
On unrelated charges and is now facing charges of first-degree murder and abuse of a corpse, according to the Iowa Department of Public Safety. The investigation has revealed no evidence to show that acts against Michael Williams were motivated by his race, nor that his death was the result of a hate crime.
Now, you got to be mindful when they say that it was not motivated, because we know the judgment for a hate crime is what? It's the penalties of death, right? You face the death penalty. Go ahead.
According to a statement from the Department of Public Safety. Just after 5:30 p.m. last Wednesday, authorities received a report of a fire in the roadside ditch near the small city of Kellogg in central Iowa. Responding personnel found a body on fire and put out the flames. The dead man was identified as 44-year-old Michael Williams of Grinnell, authorities said.
That's the black man. Go ahead.
A police investigation found that Williams was killed on or about September 12th in Grinnell, and his body was then wrapped in cloth and plastic, secured with rope and tape, and taken to Kellogg on September 16th.
So the body was held, prepped up so it could be transported to Kellogg, right? And then dumped and set on fire. Go ahead.
Where it was set ablaze, according to the statement. In an affidavit supporting a criminal complaint against Vogel, a Grinnell police officer writes that a witness alleged that Vogel told him he had strangled Williams and showed him the body.
So he strangled him. Now, it didn't say with what now. I'm surprised they didn't put that. So he was strangled. Go ahead.
Which was in the basement of Vogel's house in Grinnell. Williams and Vogel knew each other for several years, the court documents say. Vogel's mother, Julia Cox, 55, and Roy Lee Garner, 57, who share the home with Vogel, will face charges of abuse of a corpse, obstructing persecution, destruction of evidence, and accessory after the fact, according to court documents. Cox told investigators she helped Vogel take an object wrapped in a brown blanket.
You hear that? Helped. So they all assisted with the murder and afterwards disposing of the body. They all did that. Go ahead.
Out of a back of a pickup last Wednesday before Vogel put it in a ditch, the affidavit says. Garner said he drove the truck and dropped Vogel off in another town. Then he and Cox drove to a rural area where they dumped items from the back of the truck into a ditch.
Tried to get rid of the evidence.
According to the affidavit, police located the dump site and found plywood, carpet, bleach bottles.
There you go. Bleach bottles. Why? To get rid of the evidence. Go ahead.
Rubber gloves, plastic, socks, and a receipt with Vogel's name.
All right. So that's all I want. So now, again, we're hearing another incident, another black body, another black life gone, erased off the planet, right? Who done it? Our oppressors, the so-called white man. This is America. So now let's go into the scriptures to find out where does this stem from. Again, I pray that you brothers and sisters are taking heed to the warning, because it's going to increase. This is not going to stop. There's no marching, changing laws. This nation that we're under in our captivity, they constantly are wearing their face. That face is hate. And we're going to read it out of the Bible where it comes from. The Lord constantly reminds us this is a nation that hates us. Go ahead, give me Leviticus. chapter 26, and you're going to start at 13.
Leviticus chapter 26, verse 13. I am the Lord your God, which brought you forth out of the land of Egypt, that ye should not be their bondmen.
Be their what?
Be their bondmen.
Be their slaves. Read.
And I have broken the bands of your yoke and made you go upright.
Go uprightly. Read.
But if you will not hearken unto me,
Pay attention now. If we will not hearken unto the Lord, read.
and will not do all these commandments,
Come on.
and if you despise my statutes, or if your soul abhor my judgments, so that you will not do all my commandments,
Come on.
but that ye break my covenant,
What would happen?
I also will do this unto you. I will even appoint you over you
Terrorists. Read.
consumption, and the burning ag that shall consume your eyes and cause sorrow of heart. And ye shall sow your seed in vain, for your enemies shall eat it.
Your enemies. Watch. Read on.
And I will set my face against you, and ye shall be slain before your enemies.
Before your enemies. Slain. Put to death before your enemies. Read.
They that hate you shall reign over you.
Read that again.
They that hate you shall reign over you.
Now, this is a thinking moment for you, family. They that hate you shall what?
Shall reign over you.
Meaning they shall have dominion over you. They will oppress you, right? To the point where they can't even stand your guts, right? To the point where they have to come together to burn your body, strangle you. Read.
And ye shall flee when none pursueth you.
Right. So exactly what you're seeing here is Bible prophecy, and it's coming to life. You read it in the news constantly, over and over. Those that hate us are ruling over us, and they are causing terrors. Let's go to see how God feels about them. Go to Ezekiel chapter 35, verse 1. We're going to start at verse 1.
Ezekiel chapter 35, verse 1. Moreover, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir.
Mount Seir is the so-called white man. We're going to get that. Go to Genesis 36 to see who is Mount Seir. Because remember, in the mouth of the prophets, it was always parables coming out. But we're going to get you precept on precept, how the Lord commands us to navigate through the Bible. You're going to go to Genesis chapter 36, verse 8. Who is Mount Seir?
Genesis chapter 36, verse 8. Thus dwelt Esau in Mount Seir.
Esau is the so-called white man. Esau, that red nation, another word for Esau, Edom or Rome. Go ahead.
Esau is Edom.
Esau is Edom. Now go back. Go back to verse 2 now.
Ezekiel chapter 35, verse 2. Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir, and prophesy against it.
Come on.
And say unto it, Thus saith the Lord God, Behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee.
God, that same God that delivered us out of captivity and put us back into captivity, he said, listen, those same nations that hate you, I am against them. Read.
And I will stretch out mine hand against thee.
Read.
And I will make thee most desolate.
Most desolate. Read.
And I will lay thy cities waste, and thou shalt be desolate. And thou shalt know that I am the Lord.
Read on.
Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred.
A what?
A perpetual hatred.
You see that? A perpetual hatred. Perpetual means ongoing, never ending. Even from the beginning of Genesis to now, 2020, we're still reading of that hatred. Now, go to Genesis 27:41. Let's see where the origin of this hatred. The Bible is a true book. Let's read about the origin of this hatred.
Genesis chapter 27, verse 41.
Come on.
And Esau hated Jacob.
He what?
Esau hated Jacob.
Read.
Because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, The days of mourning for my father are at hand. Then will I slay my brother Jacob.
Is that not wicked for you? That's called what? Premeditated murder. That's premeditated murder. They strangled the man and they held the body, and then later on they delivered it to a dumpster and burned the body. That's premeditated. First degree murder. That's off top hatred. You deserve death, right? Now go back. That's the origin of the hatred, right? Remember, Esau, Edom, later on became the nation Edom, right? Later on became Rome, and America is an extension of Rome. All right? So that bloodline stems all the way back to the beginning where we read it in Genesis. Remember, the word Genesis is talking about genes, the beginning, right? Go back now, Ezekiel, read verse 5 one more time.
Ezekiel 35, verse 5.
Come on.
Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred.
A perpetual hatred, ongoing hatred. And I know a lot of our people wonder, why do they hate us so much? Why? Why do they hate us? Well, the Bible said, the Lord said, listen, you refuse to hear my commandments, take heed of my statutes, I will appoint terrors over you. And this is what we're doing now. The prophets of the Lord are standing firm and revealing that man of sin, that nation that hates us. Read.
And has shed the blood of the children of Israel.
Have shed the blood. They do it without question. They'll go after killing one of us. They'll go back home and have a perfectly well-ordered dinner. They'll throw a dinner party in honor of our murder. Because as you see, go back to the article. Go back to the article. Who was involved? Go back to who all was involved. Go back, scroll down. Scroll down. Who was all involved in the murder? That's how you know they all had the same mindset. Boom.
Four arrested after black man's body found burning in a ditch in Iowa.
Go ahead.
Charged in connection with killing of Michael Williams.
Read.
Stephen Vogel.
Stephen Vogel. That's the prime murderer. Read.
Julia Cox.
That's the mother. Read.
Roy Garner.
Come on.
Cody Johnson.
You see that? That was a whole family involved in the bloodshed of a black man. Okay, go back now to the scriptures.
Verse 5. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred.
Ongoing hatred.
And hast shed the blood of the children of Israel.
Shed the blood of who?
Of the children of Israel.
Mr. Williams was a descendant of the Israelites who was under the curses. That's what you're seeing happen over and over again. It's time for us to wake up. All right, now go give me John chapter 4, 1 John chapter 4, verse 20.
1 John chapter 4, verse 20.
Because this is America, right? This is supposed to be a God-fearing country. But for some reason, they keep neglecting this because they had access to our book for ages and centuries. But please, explain this to me. Go ahead, read that.
If a man say, I love God.
Don't America say they love God? They even have these institutes where they push that, right? Love God, right? God is love. Read.
And hateth his brother. He is a liar.
He's a what?
He is a liar.
He's a what?
He is a liar.
Read.
For he that loveth not his brother whom he hath seen, how can he love God whom he hath not seen?
What's going on? Where is the love of God in the so-called white man, Esau, Edom? Where is it? Where was the love then? And I bet there was some Christian folks, right? What happened to the love? Read.
How can he love God whom he hath not seen?
Okay, now jump up to 1 John 3 and 15.
1 John chapter 3, verse 15. Whosoever hateth his brother is a murderer.
It's a what?
Is a murderer.
So by default, where are the laws in place to protect us? Where are those laws? Why is it a perpetual hatred if they weren't the children of Esau? Why is that hatred still amongst them? What's going on? Why is that hatred still in America? Because this is not the first case and it won't be the last case. It's an ongoing thing. It's a perpetual thing. Right? All right, read on.
And ye know that no murderer hath eternal life abiding in him.
Right. Now go up to verse 10 now.
Verse 10. In this the children of God are manifest.
Children of God are manifest because we clearly read where if we did not keep commandments, we would be put to death by our enemies, those who hate us. Right? Read.
And the children of the devil. Whosoever doeth not righteousness.
Do not commit the commandments of God.
Is not of God.
But of who? They are of Satan. Read.
Neither he that loveth not his brother. For this is the message that ye have heard from the beginning, that we should love one another.
You telling me they didn't read this? What happened? They didn't read this when they put us in slavery? They didn't do this when they wiped out the Native Americans and gave them smallpox? What happened? They didn't have access to this? But they called themselves Christians, follower of Christ. You tell me they didn't read this verse? What's going on? Read.
Not as Cain, who was of that wicked one, and slew his brother.
And that's there you go. It stems all the way from there. Read.
And wherefore slew he him? Because his own works were evil and his brothers righteous.
Watch, read on.
Marvel not, my brethren.
Don't be shocked, Israel. Don't be shocked. Don't be surprised at this hatred. Because I know a lot of people that see these this news and they read about it, they're in awe. Oh, why? What's going on? But God of Israel has warned you over and over again. It's up to us to take heed and apply the scriptures. There's laws in place. Because when you go in depth with Mr. Williams, later on, if you go on and do the background, I did my research on him. He was married to an Edomite, a so-called white woman. All right, had 2 children, I think 3. He had three children with him. All right, but we have laws in place to avoid things like this. Now, if we were to take hold of God's commandments, we're going to read it. We would avoid punishment like this. Go to Deuteronomy 7:1. Let's read about the laws that's in place for us to avoid punishment that's given by God. Watch this.
Deuteronomy chapter 7 verse 1. When the Lord thy God shall bring thee into the land whither thou goest to possess it, and have cast out many nations
read.
Before thee, the Hittites and the Girgashites and the Amorites and the Canaanites and the Perizzites and the Hivites and the Jebusites, 7 nations greater and mightier than thou.
Come on.
And when the Lord thy God shall deliver them before thee, thou shalt smite them and utterly destroy them.
Read.
Thou shalt make no covenant with them.
No covenant, no agreement, no treaties. Read.
Nor show mercy unto them.
Read, verse 3 now.
Neither shalt thou make marriages with them.
Here we go. Neither shalt thou make marriages with them. Read.
Thy daughter thou shalt not give unto his son.
Come on.
Nor his daughter shalt thou take unto thy son.
Read.
For they will turn away thy son from following me, that they may serve other gods.
And that's what happens. Every time we join ourselves to the other nations, they take us far and far away from our God, right? Leading us into idolatry. Now you're worshiping Christmas. Now you're worshiping Buddha. You're a Buddhist now. You're a Muslim now. God put these laws in place so we can avoid them getting us away from our God. Jump down to verse 6 to explain why.
Verse 6. For thou art an holy people.
You hear that? Out of all the nations put on the planet, God said Israel is a holy people, a separate, a set-apart people. Read.
Unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people.
Come on.
Unto himself.
Read.
Above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
Above all people. Now give me Tobit 4:12. Tobit 4:12. So you have to pay attention. These laws are set in place to not to destroy you, but to protect you. Because he already told you, because of our sinning, our disobedience, he will put in place a nation that hate us. And over, this nation has revealed themselves, all right? Not just one incident, slavery, but over and over, the Lord is constantly reminding us, right, that this nation hates you. Stop joining yourself with them, all right? Give me Tobit 4:12. Read when you got it.
Tobit chapter 4 verse 12.
Come on.
Beware of all whoredom, my son.
Now we're reading where God calls it whoredom. Read.
And chiefly take a wife of the seed of thy fathers.
The seed of thy fathers. Read.
And take not a strange woman to wife. Which is not of thy father's tribe.
Which is not from the 12 tribes of Israel.
We used to scream black power while heroin was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. IUIC has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission. Minor murmuring, omitting, and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road, purple and gold, from Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone. 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are our men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. IUIC, we deliver the truth.